Mr. Chairman and fellow governors of the African Development Bank Group, the President of the African Development Bank Group, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, I'm delighted on behalf of the government of the Republic of Uganda to participate in this year's annual meetings under the chairmanship of His Excellency Mr. Hassan Abdallah, Governor of the Central Bank of Egypt. In the Ugandan context, preliminary GDP data shows overall growth of 4.6% in financial 21-22, an improvement from 3.5% in the previous year as the economy continues to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Chairman, in financial year 23-24 and over the medium term, Government of Uganda's fiscal policy will prioritize improving competitiveness in the economy by lowering the cost of doing business while maintaining macroeconomic stability and debt sustainability. This will entail focusing expenditure on projects and programs that have a high multiplier effect on the economy, including export growth, ensuring food security, import replacement, and job creation, increased domestic revenue mobilization, and prudent debt management strategies. Mr. Chairman, I am so delighted that the theme for this year's annual meetings is mobilizing private sector financing for climate and green growth in Africa. Africa has experienced a recurrence of climate shocks and other extreme weather events over the past 2 decades. A total of 131 extreme weather climate change-related disasters were recorded on the continent in 2020 and 2021, of which 99 were floods, 16 storms, 14 droughts, and 2 wildfires. In particular, the number of floods in Africa has increased five-fold since the 1990s, and floods are more extreme than before. For instance, recent data shows that flooding that occurred in 2020 across many parts of the East Africa, with Sudan and Kenya being the worst affected, were devastating, causing substantial human, ecological, and economic losses. 285 deaths reported in Kenya and over 800,000 people affected in Sudan. The flooding also caused significant health problems due to the spreading of waterborne diseases. Uganda has also been adversely affected by these recurrent climate change shocks. For that reason, addressing climate change and promoting a green transition is thus fundamental for Africa's sustainable development, and this will require mobilizing substantial resources. Thanks to the bank for spearheading this cause. Over the years, the African Development Bank has been and remains one of Uganda's important development partners, whose support has helped in implementation of development programs under the various country strategy papers. Uganda's portfolio currently has a total of 23 active projects, both public and private sector, with a total funding of 1.4 million units of accounts, of which 34.6 has been disbursed. Projects approved during financial year 22-23 include 1. Financing of the refurbishment of the Kampala-Malaba meter gauge railway. 2. Financing the upgrading of the Namagumba-Budadiri-Nalugugu road. Lastly, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the management and the board of directors for approving a $1 million grant to support the execution of the national Ebola virus disease preparedness and response plan following the recent Ebola virus disease outbreak in Uganda. Thank you for God and my country.